Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Revelations. I'm Sylphid and...
I'm Vicus.
W Dark. Oh, we talked at the same
I think
time.
we said those at different times. Close enough. So what are we doing?
Well, we're helping this poor woman out from being
holy
accosted by
crap.
these Templars.
Murdering dudes. And she pulls her knife out.
Yeah.
But we got this. Perfect.
Yep.
You are not alone,
So
Arkadashi,
who's this?
and you need not be afraid.
Let me repay your kindness with action.
We'll actually be getting her name after
have
this
me?
little cutscene
I will
ends.
join your cause.
Oslem Madiha.
Oh, that was my second guess.
Yep. A neat thing is that generic assassins you recruit, depending on where you rescue them, they'll either have Turkish or Greek names. It's actually a neat little
That's
touch.
kind of cool, yeah. I think these games have a lot of nice touches like that.
Yeah, Ubisoft is good for those. Man, I've recruited a whole bunch of new dudes since the last
Oh
time.
damn! Look at this. He looks pretty cool.
And when generic assassins level up, they get skill points, and you can put those points into improving either their armor or their weapons.
Right, I remember that from Brotherhood, or at least as much of Brotherhood as I played. Oh, lots of missions going on here.
Yep. First civilization stuff.
Hmm. What kind of stuff is that?
Just generally finding like relics and stuff from the first civilization.
Oh, right.
But since I feel really bad when I get my assassins killed, I like to make sure I at least have 90% chance of succeeding in a mission before I send people
Send your
out.
crack team out.
Makes sense.
Ooh, stealing spree.
Yep. They're making a very generous contribution to Ezio Auditore.
I'm not sure he needs it, but okay.
Luckily, if there are no guards around, you can just steal all you
No
want.
one's gonna do a thing except kind of yell at you for a bit.
Nope.
Are those belly dancers?
In one of the Yep. In one of the games, I think it was 2 at least, people would actually fist fight you if you pickpocketed
Yep,
from
that
them
would happen.
and you didn't get out of the area.
In this game, they just put up with it. It's that
Yep.
Turkish pride, I guess. Ottoman pride.
Yeah, I went to the River Lycus database entry, but I already got that in the previous videos.
Whoops.
No reading.
Never really liked Eagle Vision because you can't see anything.
Yeah, it's dark as crap.
I mean, it's
I wonder
good
if
for like
Well, the
certain high-value things, but for just
Yeah.
walking around, it just isn't practical.
It's not like
Well,
turning
it-
the dust
well-
dark, is it? Because there seems to be a lot of dust.
I don't think so. It just makes everything dark blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I was sort of doing that a few moments ago was because I tagged one of the Animus data fragments.
Right. Yeah, I kind of did see something, and it was the only thing that I could see.
Yep. And that's kind of what I like to do when I'm up on the rooftops. I like to turn on Eagle Vision and just sort of do a sweep around to catch any data fragments. Because you don't actually have to focus on them. As long as it shows up in Eagle Vision, the game will remember you saw it.
Oh, that's actually pretty neat.
That is
Yeah.
really useful.
We've come a long way from the feathers and
Oh
2.
god. I have gotten all of those. Ugh. I actually got 100% completion in Assassin's Creed 2, which is probably why I've never completed another Assassin's Creed game.
I wonder if any human alive has gotten all the flags in the first game.
Oh god, I can't even imagine.
But these guys are making it very hard for me to climb because they keep throwing rocks at me.
And then
And by
standing
rocks,
on...
you mean bullets.
Well, yeah.
And then that guy just punched me.
Punched you off of a ledge that he was also standing
Yep.
on. This is some like movie fight scene shit.
now all those idiots are down in the street. And that guy was pounding on the zip line thing. I don't know what he was doing there.
Warriors.
Oh yeah, and some Templar captains won't stand and fight, they'll just run away.
Yeah, I think I remember that from other games too, but luckily your horizontal leap is like 20 feet.
I don't know, I am amazed.
Maybe like 15 meters or something like that. I don't know. They probably weren't on the metric.
Why was I doing that? I was just carrying that guy. Whoa.
Speaking of, like you just
Not
what?
sure. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened.
Physics.
We're stabbing a guy through the wall or something.
Through the wall and then attached yourself to the boxes again. It was a neat getaway. Also, be careful not to
The
get shot
camera
at
wasn't-
a few more times. You might die.
Yep. If the camera wasn't flipping out, I might have a better idea, but wow, that was pretty weird.
So was that dude dancing?
Yeah, I poisoned him, so
okay, that makes
he
more
started
sense.
dancing around. But then I just stabbed him because I didn't care enough to spend a few seconds for him to
Watching
die.
him dance.
But yeah, if you run into a cowardly Templar captain and he gets too far away from you, you can't liberate the district until the next day when he comes
No,
back.
that's annoying. Oh sure, clearly you didn't steal enough from the living people.
Nope. I have always liked how people will comment if you steal from the dead.
What an asshole.
Like if you steal from the living, they're just like, "Oh, stop that! Get away from me!" But if you steal from the dead, they'll act a bit more indignant.
Oh, it's kind of like a class thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would get indignant at someone robbing a guy's corpse was on the street.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably also get
I would
indignant at
think-
the corpses on the street, but...
Or would you
Yeah.
get more or less indignant if the guy was robbing you?
I wouldn't know about it. I mean, if it was good.
These are the questions we ask.
The important questions. Also, there's something on the top of that.
Yep.
Better get it.
Yep, I didn't.
Oh,
Wow, I must have not noticed it.
well. Oh, well. Now it'll never
I'll
be
come
collected.
back for it.
Alley-oop. The buildings feel like they're taller in this game, at least than they were in 2.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird thing with the architecture.
Like, in 2 it seemed like just about every building was 1 floor, except in, like, Venice, where everything was 2 floors.
I still miss Venice.
Venice was nice.
I would say it's the second. Yeah, Venice was pretty great.
Ooh, you got someone promoted to a mercenary.
Yep, that first Civ mission really leveled up
Yeah.
a lot of my dudes.
Especially because you sent 1 billion of them on it. You think that'd be less inconspicuous? There was a double negative in there. The people know what I meant.
Right. You can go back and try to parse what he was saying.
I like that dude's clothes.
A lot of the NPCs in this game are pretty stylish.
Given the Templars' methods and such, I'm not sure inconspicuousness matters when you're looting ancient civilization artifacts. You know what I mean.
That's true.
Yeah, there's like no. There are a few plainclothes Templars wandering about, but they're not very
Most of
subtle.
them are peacocking something hardcore.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd think that in a city they're technically not allowed in, they'd be a little more circumspect.
Nah.
But with the general competence level we've seen of these people, is it any wonder?
Kind of seems like both sides are pretty bad at this whole proxy shadow war thing, considering this is supposed to be a grand conspiracy throughout history.
I mean,
Now,
the assassins wear
now I got rid of my-
uniforms, the Templars, well, the Templars Templar. Hey, we're the Knights Templar.
but now,
Totally not affiliated
Now
with
I
the
have a
ancient
non-
conspiracy, the Templars.
Totally different.
now I have a non-crappy
Ooh,
sword.
and it's also big and awesome.
Yeah, it's a Persian
You can go
scimitar.
swashbuckling with that.
Someone should
Although I guess that's not until game 5.
I wonder why I'm robbing so many people this video.
Oops, I'm so sorry I robbed you. I didn't mean it. I see you don't have the super kill everything attack, just the fairly effective kill everything attack.
Not yet. I need to have 3 bars
Right,
at max.
and that's
to
when you have 6
call it.
assassins, right? Who are not on missions.
I think so. One of my guys is actually on a mission right now. He doesn't come back until I'm far enough in the story. Yeah, I got the AI to fight a guy. Sweet.
After murdering a dude in the street.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing.
I killed people in the street and they're attacking him.
This is why Byzantine is a word that means ridiculously complicated politics.
There you go.
Yep.
Ezio just invented a word origin.
Oh, this is a pretty neat little landmark. It's the Janissary camp.
Yeah. I know what those are because
There
of
are-
Civilization and Age of Empires.
Yep. But yeah, there are a whole lot of Janissaries in that little enclosed area.
So in other words, we're gonna sneak into it,
Eventually, yes.
but not now.
No. I mean, they wouldn't make an elaborate location like that without it being in a mission at some
Very
point.
true. Oh, looks like you can go on a killing spree again, or order your other people on a killing spree.
We have another coward. I don't think this one works out for me, though. I think this guy will get away from
Way
me.
to spoil it. Gotta keep that dramatic tension up. I don't know, you're doing
I
some
don't
pretty
even
good
see
stalking
any
right
Templars. Oh, that's a neat little detail. The Templars burning books there.
now. What a Templar thing to do.
Yeah.
Kind of weird they're doing it in plain sight, but you know.
Well,
Not huge fans of the written
well,
word.
we've established the Templar level of competence earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow, oh, he was on the
Oh, there we go.
crowd of Templars
And
there.
you were also surrounded secretly. Some assassin you are.
Yeah, he got away. Damn it.
well. And now you're left to invincibly fight the mess.
Ooh, that was sweet.
Did you just shoot a third guy while stabbing the second guy, or
Not sure if there was a third guy.
No,
it looked like you were stabbing or shooting a completely different guy?
It did look like that, but I think it was just the way that the camera spun.
yeah. What Ezio did was he slashed at the guy's feet, and while the guy was sort of disoriented, he shot him in the back.
Yeah, it's just that sometimes the ragdolls don't always agree with what Ezio is
Right.
doing.
Right.
Oh, now we get a history
They
lesson
agree-
after we murder all of
the
these dudes.
Byzantines in general. Yep.
Infamous Tetrarchy, Constantine the First, yada yada yada. The Turks. Eastern Roman Empire. History.
You gotta hand it to the Byzantines. They held out a while,
Mm-hmm.
while being surrounded by pretty much everyone who hated them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Bulgarians, you had Normans, you had Muslims, you had Christians from the West who sacked Constantinople in the Fourth Crusade. They were not popular guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Were the Greeks fans of them?
Well, the empire was primarily Greek, but
They had a pretty good run.
yeah, they lasted over 1,000 years. But yeah, the last Byzantine emperor, his body was never found, so it's kind of a local legend that he lived on in some fashion.
Of course.
Well, I guess that's how movies operate. So why Well, I guess movies hadn't been invented then.
Sure.
You know, if real life was video games, then the last Byzantine Empire would totally have survived the siege of Constantinople and would be living on somewhere.
Yeah,
Because, you know, in video games, rumors and legends were always true.
pretty much. That was not a very good
Nasty.
leap of faith.
No.
Because there was no convenient bundle of hay, really.
I didn't expect to take that much damage from it. The jump didn't seem that big.
Only enough to break both of my legs.
Good night.
So does that
Good thing
count as
no
a
one can
murder
swim.
for the purposes of the whole not murdering civilians thing?
No, that doesn't count. You can knock people in the water all day.
So I guess it is assumed that
I mean,
most
all
of them
you-
can swim.
I guess, but you're not technically killing the guy. You just bumped him into water.
You're just helping him die if he can't swim. Ooh, the fisticuffs have begun. He brought an axe to a fist fight. Also a gun.
Unfortunately, that idiot fell into the water.
Feller was pushed by one of your assassins. Not entirely sure.
No, he actually walked into water. I think he was sort of disengaging from the combat to needing to speak with me part, and he just sort of jerked forward just a little bit and fell into the water.
Oh well. He probably wouldn't have made a very good assassin anyway then.
Nope.
Oh, good, another citizen.
Yep.
Surprise! They still haven't noticed you yet, eh? Hey guys, don't do that. No, you're not gonna listen to. Come on, guys.
What was I doing here? Oh, I was just reassigning stuff.
Fight for an honorable cause, Arkadashim. Not just your life.
But I like my
I
life.
can help others as you have helped me. I most certainly will.
And a Turkish woman has joined us.
Sweet.
Actually, there was a cheat in Brotherhood that you got by 100%ing a sequence where you could turn your entire assassin's crew into women.
Nice. That give you the Ezio
And there was
Auditory
also a-
achievement.
Pretty much, but there was also an achievement where you could ride a unicorn.
Man, there are a lot of things I don't know about these games.
Given the whole first civilization, I would actually not be entirely surprised if a unicorn of some sort did show up.
That's a good point.
Any news of the Traitor Valley? Have you found him?
He found us.
And there were also other boring
Two of our
cheats
brothers
like
kidnapped from this den
you
earlier today.
if you can't take any
Now
damage
Raleigh
from
is demanding
falls.
that we hand
Come
over
on,
our
unicorns
property
is
to the Templar.
compared to that.
That's like
Or
boring Tony Hawk
negotiate with
cheats
men who use
versus
hostages as leverage.
awesome.
Yep.
We
unicorn
hunt them
cheats.
down, and we eliminate them.
Then we should split up and search Galata now. We have little time to waste.
That said, Tony Hawk had some pretty great cheats.
Ooh. The only reason I kept I failed this mission once, and the only reason I kept the first part was because I did that arrow storm.
Beautiful.
Just as those guys were about to see me, I call in a bunch of arrows and kill them all.
Yeah, that's not conspicuous.
Well, this is Constantinople. Maybe it isn't.
But yep, now we need to rescue a couple of our fellow assassins. And they're in a area populated with a lot of Byzantine Templars. And
Right, they were taken by the traitor,
bonus-
if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Whoever the traitor is.
This is kind of a unique mission because Vali is a multiplayer character, and there are a lot of missions in this game that feature the multiplayer characters, but his two missions are the only ones you have to do. So there's not a lot of extra missions at this point in the game, but a lot of them do open up.
Walking around the city.
Need to get a good angle on these guys.
A good angle to arrow storm them.
Yep. Or I could just call on my own guys.
It's just the same thing, just kind of a matter of distance, really.
Yep. And actually, if you watch your fellow assassins after they kill a guy, sometimes they'll do a little bow.
Super inconspicuous.
Respecting the dead. Respecting the... And nobody seems too bothered by the fact a couple smoke bombs exploded in the middle of the road and
I feel like
a couple bodies are lying
in
on the street.
Constantinople, when bombs aren't exploding, that's the trouble. You know some shit's going down when there aren't bombs.
Yeah, combined with Ezio and his assassins, just bombs are going off all over the city.
Caltrips. You can destroy someone's tires. None of them Templar tanks gonna come after you now. Wait, did he just come from inside the thing where that assassin was being held?
Yep.
Brilliant.
When you call in your guys, they'll basically always spawn from places you aren't looking, or from places that it wouldn't be that of. Yeah. And then they'll always disappear when they get out of range of your camera.
Really
like
smart.
the guy that was just there, like the guy who just saved, like the guy. No, actually that wasn't special, but yeah. As soon as they get around a couple corners, they vanish.
That must have been a fun thing to playtest. I feel like these games must be nightmares to playtest. Because, like, there are just so many things that you do that when you run into any given bug, you have no concept of what specific set of features of this game caused this stupid thing to happen. Which is probably why so many bugs in this game don't get fixed, because they don't break the game and they really, at worst, are just kind of silly.
Yeah, that's kind of why I think developers are still using ragdolls after this generation has decidedly proven they look absolutely ridiculous sometimes. It's because I think a lot of them find ragdolls really funny.
Oh, absolutely. Not a bugs, will not fix.
Those soldiers didn't stand a chance.
Clearly.
You are a canny soldier, Ezio. But you alone are not enough to save
Oh,
this
great, giving monologues from rooftops. Oh, you could hear him from there?
Yeah, apparently.
He was barely talking at more than speaking volume.
Well,
but yeah, my assassin guy just used a lift, which I haven't done in this playthrough so far. But basically,
demoing it for you.
Little platform. Yeah.
Ooh. I guess he didn't need to chase him after all.
Once your creed was as vital to me as air and water. But when the Turks marched into Wallachia, and you assassins did nothing to stop it, how could I continue to believe? If a man's philosophy does not let him protect his people, his home, and his family, what good can it do for the world?
Peace be with you.
But that is the end of Sequence 3. And just... that stalker thought it would be a brilliant idea to do that. And I don't know why he thought it would be a good idea, but... that's the end of Sequence 3 and kind of the last tutorial sequence.
Ah, so now the real Dark Souls starts here.
Pretty much. This game has 9 sequences. The 9th one is really short because it's pretty much just the ending.
Claudia, I am now in possession of one of the Masyav keys. And better still, I have discovered a map, encoded with signs and symbols, which I believe will lead me to the remaining keys. Its full meaning is a mystery to me, but I am thankful to have met a Venetian woman willing to help me decipher it. I must not overstate my successes. The Templars still hold one key hostage, and if I am to recover it, I may need more help than the assassins can provide. If I can make a friend in the Ottoman court, my access to the secrets of this city will improve greatly.
A pleasant surprise, Ezio. We should trade stories if I'm not dead by this time tomorrow.
Is there a chance of that?
We learn that the Byzantines are planning to infiltrate Topkapi Palace, now that Prince Suleiman has returned from his Hajj. If they do strike, it will be tonight at a cultural exposition the prince has organized.
So what is our plan?
Gardeshim, this is not your fight. No need to snare yourself in the Ottoman affairs.
The Byzantines found a key beneath Topkapi Palace, and I would like to know how.
Ezio, we want to protect our Shehzade, not interrogate him.
Trust me, Yusuf. Just tell me where to go.
Topkapi's main gate. We plan to dress as entertainers and walk right in.
I will find a disguise and meet you there.
Yeah, that's Scheherazade is who I'm thinking of.
Was it that different, or is it just like kind of a very similar term that comes out of princess?
It's a woman's
she was a princess.
proper name, I think.
Yeah, but Raj means king, and it's also a man's proper name in Indian. It's not like that's a new, like it's a completely unheard of thing to name people king or prince or things like that.
Well, I don't know.
But yeah, sequence four starts off really nice with this sort of really lively rooftop.
Yeah, this is nice.
And I nearly get knocked off there.
Well, you are
I
old man.
nearly took a spill there. But yeah, Yusuf is way back there. He's the white dot at the bottom of the map.
Jeez, he's just holding you back. Both of you are. Just let these young guns take care of it.
But yeah, this part is really lively because you have 4 other guys jumping around. And
arrows everywhere.
You're sort of rushing to the Ottoman Sultan's palace, and there's not enough rooftop guards to really get in your way.
It was kind of one thing that I always disliked about running on rooftops. It felt like just a bit slower than it should have been. Like, I don't know, when you were good at it, you could make it flow really well, but when you weren't, it was just really awkward to do, and you would take really bad paths and stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of something you get used to by playing these games since ever since the first one. They haven't really substantially changed how rooftop.
Yeah, just added some features. Oh, that guy won.
Yep, we came in second. Those guys got a head start, so they cheated.
Minstrels from
That should be a
Italia.
Chivo coming in
I am
first.
going to enjoy this.
But yeah, those who remember Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood will probably enjoy this mission because everyone remembers minstrels as being terribly annoying.
You mean the best NPCs?
Yeah. It would just get up in your face and start
Took
singing.
an awful lot to leap of faith there. Damn, you gotta knock out
But now
9
you get to
minstrels?
Yep.
You gotta one-punch 9 minstrels.
Yep. This lets you exact your vengeance against them.
Boy, this
But
this must have been something that was submitted directly by a person.
Yeah, but that's not. But this part isn't even the best part of this mission.
Dump them right here. Well done, boys.
Bring our man a flagon of wine, for he
Hi
has
there.
our cause at...
This is just making me think of the Wicker Man, the Nicolas Cage version. If only Ezio
I
was
have
dressed
not
as a
seen
bear.
that. I have not seen that, but I have heard the story.
Have you seen the YouTube like compilation that's really all you need to see of the movie?
I actually haven't seen that. I mean, I know the whole bees
Just,
thing.
you should
Nicolas
Google
Cage
this after this
yelling
video.
about
It'll make sense.
I should do that. I should do that. But yeah, now we are on the grounds of the Ottoman Sultan's palace.
Luckily, none of
and
these guys
even
have been
though-
trained to look backward.
Nope. But the reason we're in a huge red zone is because even though the Ottomans allow the assassins to operate without persecuting them, they're still really not cool with us trapezing on the government's property.
Well, you are, you know, called assassins.
Yeah, but do not get in a fight with any of these guys because you will fail the mission. You have to remain undetected for this entire part.
Lame.
And don't kill them either, because if you call in an arrow storm to kill some guys, everybody else goes into really high alert and you'll probably be spotted.
So you're saying challenge mode is using arrow storm?
So what? Do they turn around when you use arrow storm?
Yeah, they will. They'll hear the screaming of their fellow guards and start going crazy. I mean, right there, I was nearly spotted, but I threw a smoke bomb into a crowd and got everyone to leave me alone.
Luckily, no one looked at where the smoke bomb came from. But now a history lesson. Now for a word from your sponsors.
Topkapi Palace.
And viewers like you. The Harem, the Divan, the Sublime Porte.
And Sultan Bayezid II is the current Sultan in power. But he's not in the city right now. He's in, I think, what would be Romania right now, fighting.
So who are they talking about getting back from Hajj then?
The prince.
Suleiman.
Ah, that Suleiman.
He's actually Bayezid. Ow,
I never noticed how you like run when you have these guys.
But yeah, Suleiman is Bayezid II's grandson.
I look ridiculous. I feel ridiculous.
My blade is too conspicuous in this outfit. Are you armed?
C'est le deal. You mark the targets, and we will take them out. You, know how to play that thing?
I learned a few chords when I was young.
When were you ever young?
This courtyard is closed to the public. Turn around and start walking.
Perdonate, buon signore. We are this evening's entertainment.
Any old Gerzek can carry an instrument around. Get lost.
Proud Romagna's iron lady, a rose
You
of
sound like a
tempered
dying
steel,
cat.
could raise the ardor of a corpse and
What
teach
is
a
this?
stone to feel.
Verbatzen.
Before Rodrigo was the Pope, he was a man of
What are you
vices.
doing?
And once he gained the Holy See, he raised
Ekala,
his vices prices.
Go in and bother the guests with that noise.
I will sing in praise of children, I will croon in praise of dames, I will chant in praise of mighty men when I recall their names. The things I do to save the world surprise me time to time. Like learning how to play the lute and making these words rhyme. Cesare, oh Cesare, a man of great depravity, believed himself immortal till he had a date with gravity. No one understands my plight, the life of a musician, singing for impatient men, a terminal condition. I'm dressed up like a jester, I act the fool and mime, all the actions of those I curse and run down all the time. Ostentinier, I beg you, let Byzantium endure. Constantine's corpse would turn at Istanbul. A minstrel's song, I've heard them say, brings maidens by the score. But luck deserts me when I play. They hasten to the door. Oh, the beauties of Firenze can melt a heart, you'll see. Beware the girls of Roma, lest fire you wish to be. Am I tactless minstrel, I sing off key for coins. If you spot me in the street, please kick me in the loins. To judge a lady's character, note well her company. If you should wish to seem a sage, come spend the night with me. Vieri, oh Vieri, yes, he of Pazzi fame, was just as mad as his old man, and ended just the same. I can't believe I stand here, and seeing my time I waste. But you who sit and smile at me, sincerely have no taste. I sing in Italiano, you understand no word. But my Greek is non-existent, and my Turkish is absurd. Fair Lucrezia could not sate her appetite for lovers, but I suspect she would be fine with 2 or 3 more brothers.
This courtyard is clear, but I do not see Prince Suleiman. Follow me.
There once was a man named Duccio, a rat with lecher's taste. Whenever he would show himself, my feast would find his face. While traveling through Forlì, I took her at her leisure. She said it's strictly business, such business was my pleasure.
Now this is a celebration. Suleiman, the Sultan's grandson and governor of Kefe, and he's only 17.
We met on the ship. He told me he was a student. And who is that?
His uncle, Shehzade Ahmed, the Sultan's favored son. He is grooming himself for the Sultanate as we speak.
Sherife, Solon is up.
Come. We have more Byzantines to find.
Young Cesare, I heard him say, could not be killed by man. So I tossed him through the air to see where he might her leisure. She said it's strictly business, such business was my pleasure.
It is
Fair
wonderful to see you
Lucrezia
again.
could not sate her appetite for lovers,
We should
but I
speak soon.
suspect she would be fine with 2 or 3 more brothers. I will sing in praise of children, I will croon in praise of dames, I will chant in praise of mighty men. I recall their names. Vieri, oh Vieri, yes, he of Pazzi fame, was just as mad as his old man, and ended just the same. No one understands my plight, the life of a musician, singing for patient men. It's a no condition. I sing in Italiano, you understand no word, but my Greek is non-existent,
Such an exotic
my
sound.
Turkish is absurd. I can't believe
Well
I
done,
stand
thank you.
here, and seeing my time I waste. You sit and smile at me. Sincerely, have no taste. Ostentinier, I beg you, let Byzantium endure. Constantine's corpse would turn, had not Stambul the cure. To judge a lady's character, note well her company. If you should wish to seem a sage, come spend the night with me. Oh, the beauties of Firenze can melt a heart, you see. Beware the girls of Roma, lest fire you wish to be. Before Rodrigo was the Pope, he was a man of vices. And once he gained the Holy See, he raised his vices' prices. Cesare, oh Cesare, a man of great depravity, believed himself immortal till he had a date with gravity. The things
Such
I
an
do
exotic sound.
to save the world surprise me time to time. Like learning how to play the lute and making these words
It is
rhyme.
wonderful to see you again.
There once was a man named Duccio, a rat with ledger's taste.
Suikatcha! Suikatcha! Clear the courtyard! Cesade Suleiman, take cover! Follow them! Ezio!
It is a relief to see you again, mio bel menestrello. Did I say that right?
Well enough. I hear you are a governor, too. Is there anything you do not do?
I do not talk to strangers. I am Suleiman.
Ezio Auditore.
Shahzadem, are you injured?
Who is your captain, soldier?
Tarek Balete, he is away on an errand.
Clear this body and send the guests home. Then summon Tariq to the divan.
Bashustune, Shahzadem.
Tariq Barlete is a captain in the Janissary Corps, the Sultan's elite soldiery.
They guard the Sultan, but not his family.
Not very well, evidently. Ezio, do you have some time to spare? I would like your opinion on something.
I will, once I change out of these rags.
Güzel, meet me when you are ready.